So hey everybody, this was kind of a follow-up video to the video where I built this nightstand here. There was a lot of comments in various forums about how Padauk colors with age, and they're right, it does change color with age, so I thought I'd just sort of try to put together a bit of a follow-up where I talk about that and maybe just a little bit about color in general with whatever wisdom I can share. This is going to be kind of a rambling sort of video because I don't really want to get all polished in that, so I'm just going to talk for a while and I'll probably end up editing out little bits. So this nightstand I built about 5 years ago. This is also Padauk. So this has had 4.5 years in my bedroom, so northeast corner, no direct sun, and I'll bring the camera in closer and we'll show a bit. This is the one that's brand new. It is just finished with the Minwax oil modified polyurethane, so it has a little bit of ambering to the maple. I didn't have that finished when I did this one. This one I put on a coat of shellac first, just the Zinsser, the can that you can get in Lowe's or Home Depot. So a coat of shellac first, and then some clear water-based varathane, which gives no color at all. So take this, let's put the drawer right on top, and then let me zoom in here a little bit. That looks pretty brown, doesn't it? This is the original raw wood without any finish. It looks really brown. Now, if you look at it just by itself, I think it looks like a burgundy brown. I still think it looks pretty nice. Let me bring the camera and try a different angle. So this is the top of the 5-year-old nightstand. Looking at it just by itself, I still think it looks very nice, very attractive. I still like the contrast in the grains, and the wood itself is still very attractive. So I was trying to think of other examples of Padauk that I had that I could show you the color change over time, and I tend to use it as an accent wood, so I've put it in all kinds of cutting boards over the years. I tend to give those away. I don't really have any other big furniture projects. However, I do have this, and let me get up close. This is a Canoe Paddle. I made this in 2002. It's 3 years old, 3.5 maybe, 3.25. And it's cherry. Interesting. We like that cherry changes colors, but other woods we don't want to change colors. It's cherry, some spalted maple, and here we have 2 strips of Padauk. Now this paddle has actually been sitting in my basement totally out of the sun for 3 years, and it is still very much a deep red burgundy, not really the brown in it. Next, let me show you this cutting board. This is my barbecue cutting board. I slap the meat on the barbecue, I grill it, and then I put it on here to bring it inside. I just grabbed and mixed up a whole bunch of wood when I made this, so I've got maple and cherry and walnut, and this is a bit of lace wood down the middle. But here, honestly, I'm not 100% sure, but here I have 2 strips of what I believe is Padauk. Let's turn it over so it doesn't look like we've been cutting on it so much. And there is burgundy look to it. Now while I'm showing you this, if you want to talk about an interesting wood, here I have white oak, I believe, or oak, and then in here there are 2 strips of what's called Yellowheart. Then there's a thin strip of maple on either side of the lacewood. But this Yellowheart is really interesting because it stays yellow. I've heard this from other people as well. It's a very interesting wood. It has a really cool smell, like a very spicy sort of smell when you cut it. But it stays yellow, so it is really a neat accent wood to use in different pieces of furniture if you want it to stay that color. It makes for an interesting contrast. So, one other piece, while I've got you here in the room, I'm going to show you a bookshelf which started my woodworking hobby 20 years ago. So back in 1995, this was, I made 2 of these. This was my first woodworking project when I got into this as an adult for the hobby. This is just a plain birch plywood bookcase, but what I used here is I used some Purpleheart for the strips, for an accent strip. I got a piece along the top, piece along the middle and the bottom, and I'm not going to show you that because it is a jam-packed, messy bookcase. But let me zoom in here. This is brown. There's no other. It's brown. 20 years of age, and it is brown. So yeah, I've pretty much given up using Purpleheart in anything because it just goes brown. And it's actually not a very nice wood to work with. It burns. It really burns when you run a router along the edge. It burns like anything, and then you have to spend forever trying to clean it up. So, let me show you this too. I'm talking about all kinds of color change here. This is a shaker style step stool. I built this 10 years ago, 2005. Maple sides. The treads are Jatoba, which is also known as Brazilian cherry. When I made this, the raw wood was as orange as the Padauk, and it is gone completely brown. There is maybe a few hints of reddishness in it, but it is basically, it is brown. It's a nice brown. I mean, I still like the step stool. I think it is aged nicely. I really love the design, but it's brown. and yeah, that's what happens to a lot of red wood. If you know any red lumber, it's pretty much all tropical. I can't think of any domestic lumber that is red like this sort of red. If you know of any red tropical wood that keeps its color, stays the deep red, yeah, put a comment down below. I'm sure everybody would love to know about it, because in most of the discussion groups that I've seen, people always talk about, yeah, it changes. It does not stay. Yeah, I think that's about it. This was just going to be a quick, short, kind of spur-of-the-moment, off-the-cuff type video. And I just wanted to tell you what I know about color changing and Padauk. And basically, it changes color. Enjoy it while you have it. As a woodworker, you have one of the advantages that you can decide to make another one. So if I decide this color is looking terrible after 5 years, I can sand it down and refinish it and make it look fresh. Or I can give it away and make myself another one. As a woodworker, you're always looking for new projects. And yeah, I think that's about it. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.